Our order repository is in place. Now if we open up the cart controller and inside cart, if we open up the summary view, we scroll down where we have the buttons. You can see we have both the buttons of type submit and in the same form. We are not submitting to a new action method. We are submitting it to the same action method, which is summary post. So if we go inside cart controller and if we open up the summary post action method, we have to modify this to be able to handle both scenarios. How do you differentiate between both of them? It's simple. What we have existing will keep that if the user is not an admin user. If the user is admin user, we need to create an order header and order detail as compared to inquiry header and inquiry detail that we are doing in here. So we'll go up and we'll be adding an if condition. The if condition we can add after the column identity because we need the user ID irrespective of the case. So we'll say if user.isInRow, and if this is, let's first work with admin user. This means that we need to create an order. In the else part, we need to create an inquiry. So inquiry logic, we already have it here with email. So we'll copy this with our temp data and paste it in the else block. Then we'll go to the top and we'll work on creating an order. First, we'll have the order total variable. Let's keep it as 0.0. After that, you can do a for each loop to iterate through all the product. So we'll say product prod in the product user view model dot we have the product list. So for each of the product, we'll calculate the final order total is prod.price multiplied by prod.temp square feet. Once you have that, now you can create an object for order header. So order header, we'll call it order header is equal to new order header, and we need to populate all the properties. So in here, let me write all the properties that we want. Created by user ID will be the ID of the logged in user. Then we have the final order total, which we just calculated. Everything else we are getting from the product user view model dot application user, and we are just populating right here. Order date is today's date time, and then we have the order status. So for order status, we can create few constants inside our web constant. So if we switch back to our web constant, in here, let me add few more constants for order status. We'll make status pending, status approved, status in process, status shipped, status cancelled, and status refunded. These will be all the statuses that we'll be working on. So make sure you add all of these inside your web constant. Once you complete this, we'll switch back to our cart controller, and initially we want the status to be pending. With that, our order header looks good. Then in the cart controller, we have to create order header and order details. So let's add those repositories using dependency injection. Perfect. Once you add that in our constructor, let's go back to where we were working on. Inside the summary post, we have the order header. Let's add this order header to the database. So order header repo.add, and we want to add the order header. We need to save the changes in order to get the order header ID that we need for order details. Once you save it, the order header.id will now be populated with the ID for this record. So then we need to go to all the products inside the product list and we need to add order detail. You can either type that, or if we go down, we were doing the same thing for inquiry detail. So let me copy this. We'll come back here after order header, paste it in here. Rather than inquiry detail, this will be order detail. We'll change the properties here to order header ID is equal to order header.id. Then product ID, we'll leave that, but price per square feet is inside prod.price and square feet is equal to prod.temp square feet. So with this, our order details looks good. We will be adding order details inside the order detail repository. Once you do that, we will be saving order detail repository. Save method is not dependent on what you used, but we'll just keep it same for the convention. Once you save this, we will redirect to the inquiry confirmation. We can also copy that right here. Let me go top, paste it here. With inquiry confirmation, if this is an order, let's also pass the ID. So here we'll say ID is equal to order header.id. With that, let's continue in the next video.